Okay, folks, big day in the market. We had the Federal Reserve come out. They hiked 3/4 of a basis point. They're going to do more. The economy's falling apart, and stocks rallied. You had the NASDAQ up, New York Stock Exchange up, yields down, volatility down, dollar down. What does that mean for equities? They're probably going up higher. But I ran a scan tonight after I got done with Market Wrap with members, and only 3 names came up on my bullish stochastic pop, meaning stocks that are getting ready to hook up for big momentum moves. I had 3 names that were on that list. All of them leveraged ETF, bear funds. No bueno. So I said to myself, how do we play this? Well, we play it really, really cautious. So what we've been doing into this announcement of the Federal Reserve is buying gold stocks on weakness at the lower end of their trading range. It paid off today. We put on a strangle of the triple Qs immediately after the Federal Reserve announcement. If you're not familiar with what a strangle is, it's an options strategy. Link below in the description area for a free video on what a strangle is. So we did put on some long positions, but we also hedged. So since my scan couldn't find me some really good stocks setting up nicely today for high probability trades to the upside, I said, okay, let's go garbage picking. Let's run the extreme oversold scan. And what appeared today was Church and Dwight, symbol CHD. Now, Church and Dwight is a consumer staple product, boring company, and it's getting beat over the head like a baby seal. And we like stocks like that, especially when the market's a bit iffy. Why? We're going to talk about that in a moment because I'm going to share with you an unsustainable downtrend setting up to be a massive short squeeze in a few moments. But let's talk first about the monthly chart, and we're going to begin with our partners over at TrendSpider. TrendSpider is the leading software for automated technical analysis. If you're not familiar with how to perform technical analysis, well, there's no better tool to have in your toolbox than TrendSpider. Even if you're experienced and you're not familiar with how to trade using technical analysis, well, TrendSpider's for you. I've been doing this for over 25 years. I use their automated trend lines to help identify where I might have support and resistance levels. To this day, I still draw my own manual ones because I'm old school. But sometimes I test myself to say, okay, did the algorithm pick up something that I missed? And many times it does. So we're going to be using TrendSpider, 35% discount code below, to help identify where do we have historical support, where have we been and where we might be going, and why do we like this stock. And we're also going to talk about seasonality, meaning what month or months out of the year does Church and Dwight generally do well? Now, you may be sitting there and saying, wait a minute, whoa. Church and Dwight came out with horrible earnings. They had downgrades. I don't care. We don't care. All we care about is the chart and when to buy appropriately. If you're not buying appropriately and you're buying because of this or that, you don't have an exit strategy, well, you're going to get burned. All right. This stock, I can pretty much guarantee you, is going to go lower tomorrow. Why? 2 reasons. 1, it didn't rally with the market. That's relative underperformance. 2, it's not at historical support yet. So why would you buy a stock that's not at historical support? Let's get to it. So to help identify where we might have historical support, we can't use a daily chart. For you guys out there that are day trading using 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute charts, I don't know how you do it. It's crazy. So as a swing trader and a position trader, I use monthly charts, weekly charts, daily charts, and sometimes an intraday chart to help with the setup and the exit point. So if you're a day trader, you're probably not going to appreciate this video all that much. But if you're a swing trader, if you're a position trader, meaning swing trader, a few days to a couple of weeks, position trader, few weeks to several months, if not a couple of years, then this is for you. Church and Dwight. Let's go to it. First off, this is going to be a short-term swing trade. Maybe a week, 2 weeks, that's it. The reason is because it's probably going to go a lot lower. But in the short term anyway, let's begin with a monthly chart to identify where we've been to help assist us with where we might be going. Let's kick it off with a monthly view. So you could see that back in July of 2020, Church and Dwight hit the upper band of the Bollinger Band. This is not a 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band. It's a 3 standard deviation Bollinger Band. So it's pretty significant. What I always like to tell members that are not familiar with what the significance is of a 3rd standard deviation Bollinger Band, I keep it simple. You're not supposed to be there. And you're going to get a correction. Sure enough, we corrected. Wasn't a horrible correction, right? We bottomed out here after several months of a consolidation in March 2021. Looked like a really nice setup for a continuation breakout. It became a little bit lethargic, but ultimately there was follow through. The only problem is this. Here's where the automated trend lines come in. Bam. You could see that as we hit the upper band of resistance back in July of 2020, you had overhead supply, also known as dead bodies, or sellers looking to get made whole. They wanted to sell. They wanted their money back. Simple as that. So we bounced back, and as you can see here, the algorithm picked off a lower band of support from which we bounced. Great stuff. We rallied, then we failed. Consolidated. This is showing a little bit of weakness, a little bit of skepticism on my part where I'm looking to buy the stock. But ultimately, we managed to break out. And what I would have done is drawn this trend line up to here, bought this breakout, and we could have caught a piece of this. But ultimately, what did we do yet again? We rallied up to, take them off, put them back on, those same upper bands of resistance +1, because this prior lower band of support then became the upper band of resistance. So when you see that, a double top and a breakdown, that means real serious problems on the horizon, especially when it's a monthly chart. So fast forward to April, the stock had disappointing earnings, downgrades, whatnot. We don't care about that. What we're caring about is a swing trade. Do we have a swing trade on our hands soon? So as we drill down to the whys behind why we like this stock, now that we know that the path of least resistance is to the downside, well, you take a look at the daily chart. And the daily chart is implying that we are clearly in a downtrend. We did not rally with the market. In fact, today, as the market rallied, Church and Dwight rallied early on and then reversed on the day to close in the red. No bueno. So in all probability, if it couldn't rally today and we're not at historical support, we're probably going to break to new lower lows. The question is, where do you buy? Well, you're going to be buying fairly soon. Why? The reason is that RSI is down below the 20 mark. That doesn't necessarily make it a buy. It makes it, yes, oversold, no doubt about it, but it could definitely go a lot lower. You could see Church and Dwight with a 15 handle on your RSI, no doubt about it. So what we want to do here is keep in mind that we have not much in terms of monthly support below. We're in a downtrend, so let's put on our automated trend lines like so. And what do you know? We broke down off of this support level here, June the 13th. That's after we had broken out, retest 1, retest 2, failure. Now, this is killing confidence of any longs that are out there. They bought the breakout. They didn't stop out. They're sitting with it now. They're holding it, and now they're getting disappointed. So where I think that we're heading is down here to one of two spots, if not both. Remember that down here is where I drew that manual trend line of the breakout point. This could now act as support. Also, what could act as support is this lower band in blue, which is intersecting with this lower band in green. You have two other support levels on a daily time frame that are intersecting, making $75 per share a very attractive level at which to begin looking at Church and Dwight as a potential long. So what we want to do now is this. I want to set up a couple of alerts. One right here, because this is going to be my monthly support level. And we want to watch for that support level to get tested and possibly held. So I want to know if it touches, breaks through, or bounces. We want to get notified fairly quickly. And speaking of notifications, I send out alerts to all of our members at the Contrarian Trader when we do enter and exit these trades. So that's price target number one at around $77.50 per share. That's the bare minimum of where I think we're going to go. Support level number two is down here on a daily time frame, where I also want to set some support levels. Okay, so what I'm typing here is a note to self, long entry on a bullish reversal bar. What's a bullish reversal bar? Well, it could be a bullish key reversal, or it could be a bullish engulfing bar. Well, I have a video below giving you my top 5 favorite candlestick patterns, 5-part video tutorial, free. Link below, enter your email address, it comes to you, no charge. So what we want to see is a reversal bar, meaning we trade down on the day, we open down on the day, only to close up on volume and above a support level. That is when we want to begin accumulating a position. We're never going to jump in on an extreme oversold stock, or any stock for that matter, with both feet. If I want to buy 1,000 shares, I'm going to put on an initial trade of 200 shares. All right, and I'll nibble. I'll add more as I see that this support level, either here or down here, both, who knows? Maybe we'll open down, break through the support level one day, trade all the way down to this support level, get a bullish reversal bar to close back above $77 per share, and all of a sudden, wow, that's a great trade. That's a bottom. That's a short-term bottom. That's what we're looking for. So that's how we would plan on entering the trade. Now, what I also want to look at here is seasonality. So I'm going to go to my seasonality chart. We don't want to use week of the year. That's a little bit too volatile. We want to go by month, and we're going to go back to 2010. So here we are, the month of June, and we're generally up only 54% of the time. I don't like those odds. I like the odds of July a lot better. This is the power of knowing your seasonality. If you had TrendSpider, you would know this information would be at your fingertips, helping you decide whether or not you want to enter this trade and for how long. Why does this matter? Suppose you have a small account and you can't afford the shares of Church and Dwight. Maybe you want to buy calls. And wouldn't it be nice to buy a call at historical support at $77, $75 per share, knowing that you need to go out to a bare minimum? I like to go out 60 to 80 days so you don't get that time decay on options. You want to go out beyond July, so that way you don't get too much time decay and you get the benefit of an extreme oversold stock. It's got a high short interest, multiple days of potential short covering rally. I think about 4 days worth of shorts covering. And if you don't want to trade the options, that's fine. There are other ways to trade this. How else might those be? Well, you could, instead of buying the options, you could sell a put. Or if you don't have an account that allows you to sell a naked put, maybe you could put on a vertical spread where you sell a near the money at the $77 or $75 strike price put option, but you buy as an insurance policy a deeper out of the money put option as protection, just in case you're wrong. And many people with small accounts, they need to do that. So me personally, I would go with either buying the shares outright and or buying a call spread, meaning I would buy a deep in the money call option and then sell a deep out of the money call option. And what does that do? It helps finance my trade. So I'm buying one option deep in the money, probably with a 70 delta, meaning for every dollar CHD moves, the call option that I bought moves 70 cents. And then I sell a 20 or 30 delta call option, but that only moves 30 cents on the dollar. So it limits my upside potential. The however is it helps finance the trade. And if I'm wrong, well, I have an insurance policy that pays off if the stock goes south. So that's how I would trade CHD. I would certainly wait again for initially the $77 price target. If not the $75 price target, I would begin initiating bull operations then and there. The one caveat, watch for the market. If this market overall is in free fall, remember, the market rally today, CHD did not. It did not rally with the market. Therefore, that means that it's got relative weakness and that any rally intraday should be suspect. Any trade that you put on in this stock should be immediately before the market closes. So that way, if the shares are trading up on the day, because remember I said you want to buy on a bullish reversal day, down morning, up afternoon. But you want to make sure it closes there. It's not a head fake where they bait you in early in the day. You see it down in the morning. All of a sudden, you heard that guy, Bob, the crazy guy on YouTube say, hey, if it goes positive, you got to buy it on that bullish reversal bar. You got to make sure that it's near the end of the day. So that way some SOB doesn't hit you with a whale sale and whack down the shares from being up on the day to back down on the day negative. So that's the play here. CHD, 77 initial price target, $75. The really nice price target that I really like and I would like to buy at. Folks, if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. TrendSpider, 35% discount code below. Me, I'm not asking you to sign up for my services yet. See if I'm right. Track me on this trade and at least sign up for my 5-part video tutorial on my top 5 favorite candlestick patterns. And with that, everybody have a profitable trading day tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon. Be well.